Margaretta Polar Bears, defending SBC champions, and Scott McVeigh, the head coach of the Perkins Pirates. Jared Cromer, first starter for Margaretta, 6'3" sophomore, coming in averaging just over 4.5 points per ball game. And for the Pirates, a 6'1" sophomore, Kyle Halleck, coming into this game averaging 15 points per ball game. 6-foot junior Josh Quillen, wearing number 22, averaging about 1.5 points per ball game in the early going of the season. 5'11" sophomore, number 10 is Devin Matthews for Perkins, averaging about 6.5. Ben Bose for the Margaretta Polar Bears, a 6'3" senior, averaging 17.5 per game. Dan Doster is a 5'11" sophomore for Perkins at 8.7 per contest. 5'10" junior for the Polar Bears is Brandon Maggot, averaging 12.7 per game. And for the Pirates, Nate Williams, 6'3" sophomore, averaging 16 points per ball game. And the final starter for Margaretta is a sophomore, point guard, 5'10", Matt Zoll. And for Perkins, 5'11" senior Greg Schippel. And that's your starting lineup for both sides. Pre-game brought to you by Buckeye Cable System. Opening tip will go to the Pirates, and we're underway from the plank. Margaretta coming off, well, arguably one of the best seasons in their school history. It's their first SBC championship in many people's lifetimes. Had an 18-3 record last year. And looking to defend, although doing it without some of the big studs from last year that have been lost through graduation. Boy, what a season they had. And from watching Margaretta so far this year in this wide-open SBC race, they've got just as good a shot as anybody walking out of there with another SBC championship this year. But a long way to go in this campaign. And from looking at all of the teams and all of the results to this point in time, you just don't know which way it's going to go. Ben Bose doing the first scoring of the ball game. And the Polar Bears jump out to a 2-0 lead. Polar Bears love to play 2-3 matchup zone. Certain people get guarded man-to-man. If they go through the zone, they're passed on to another person, but certain people are watched man-to-man. Ed Kurt was describing it to me on the radio the other night when we were broadcasting the Margaretta St. Mary's Central Catholic game, and Troy Roth loves to teach this. Of course, you have to have the personnel that are equal to the test and that can understand what's going on as Jared Cromer gets the look. Take another look on our Game of the Week replay. Ben Bose dribbling around out front, and just off that simple pick and roll, Cromer comes open down low. Bose finds it to get the assist. It's Cromer with the bucket, and Margaretta with a 4-0 lead. Tough defense to attack because it has so many man-to-man principles to it. And by the same token, it's a zone. So what do you run against? Do you run a man-to-man offense? Do you run a zone offense? If it's played well, as Margaretta does, it's just a very difficult defense to figure out and get any kind of consistency going whatsoever. You're seeing Perkins having some problems here, consistently trying to drive that ball inside until they get the good penetration from Kyle Halleck. Of course, after Margaretta sends that to 0-4, the Pirates go over and Poise gets put to a test, and they'll come up with a big win over at Oak Harbor to finally get that first win on the board. And with a group of young kids like Perkins has this year, you get that first win and start getting some confidence going, and who knows where it's going to go from there. Josh Quillen says, "You're not going to guard me, I'm going to score." 6-2 Margaretta. Kyle Halleck out front running the show for the Pirates. Handing the basketball off for Dan Doster. Margaretta this year different in the fact that they don't have the big bangers inside this year, so Troy likes to get them out and run with the basketball. Here are some of your signs of good business. Creative Floors, they are Flooring America on Cleveland Road in Sandusky. Call 625-9162. Fifth Third Bank, offering 24-hour banking services. Fifth Third, working hard to be the only bank you'll ever need. 2 locations in town to serve your banking needs. Wendy's Old Fashioned Hamburgers. They've got 3 area locations, including this one, their newly remodeled location on Perkins Avenue. Gasper Pontiac GMC Truck, Buick, all on Cleveland Road in Sandusky. Check out one of the locations of the Casper Auto Group. Chet and Matt's Pizza on East Strub Road in Sandusky. Call 626-6000. Chet and Matt's, of course, is family owned. Snow Trails Ski Area in Mansfield. A lot of folks starting to talk about wintertime fun now with the weather taking a turn as it has. Check out Snow Trails. Foster Funeral Home and Crematory at 410 North Main Street in Huron. It's Foster Funeral Home and Crematory. Those are your signs of good business. The Pirates have the type of athletes, too. They're sure not going to duck away from the running game if it's there. Scott Mannion clearing the boards for the Pirates, and they've got the basketball back. The lid is on in the early going for the Pirates as Margaretta. Defense holds them under control. Zoll coming up short, but then Bose there on the glass, and it's an 8-2 Margaretta lead. Inbounds violation. The Pirates trying to cut into this 6-point lead right now. Kyle Coons into the ball game, wearing number 4. Ben Bose, number 30, right here is a young man that a lot of people better watch this year. He is just bringing a lot of talent to the table. We knew that going in, but boy, he is starting to take that game of his to another level. When he gets going, he is going to be awfully tough to stop. Game of the Week is brought to you by Wendy's Old Fashioned Hamburgers, Buckeye Cable System, Precision Body and Frame, United Way of Erie County, Snow Trails Ski Area in Mansfield, Manny Sports Bar and Grill. There's time remaining in the first quarter with the Polar Bears up big time. Not a whole lot for the Rumble section to get going about so far. And Bose increasing that lead to 14-2. Nice piece of work by Kyle Halleck, using his body control to draw the personal foul and get a couple of opportunities at the free throw line. And the sophomore knocks both of them down to make it a 14-4 ball game. And of course, when you're down by that many, it'll take everything you can get. Ben Bose with that baseline fadeaway. And a 29-3 quarter. Their victory in the Den the other night. And here they're jumping out to a 16-4 lead over the Pirates. You worry about a young club sometimes holding their poise, but Scott McVay has to be happy the way his team hung together and came back and made this a basketball game after being down by so many so early. And that basketball getting quite slippery until finally Evan Matthews finds the range to get it home for a 16-7 score. As we take another look on a Matthews board replay, another one of the sophomores of the Pirates. Come out and start 4 sophomores in their starting lineup, and each one of them in their own way has responded pretty well this season. Different in that Friday night limelight. You got that varsity uniform on. Jared Cromer adding to the Margaretta lead, putting them back up by 11 at 18-7. With time winding down in quarter number 1. And right at the buzzer, Pirates getting that put back from Curtis Lofties to make that thing look a little bit more respectable after the first quarter of play as they cut the Margaretta lead in half to 9, having been down by as many as 12 points in that first quarter. 18-9 after 1 quarter. TW Teleproductions Game of the Week. Game of the Week replays are brought to you by Matthews Ford Lincoln Mercury on East Perkins Avenue. Player of the game is brought to you by Murray & Murray Trial Attorneys. Our play of the game is sponsored by Firelands Regional Medical Center. Fan of the Week brought to you by Parshauer Eye Center. Three-pointer of the game is sponsored by District Petroleum and your area high miler stores. Assist of the game for Ehovie Career Center in Milan. Cheerleader of the Week is brought to you by Cameo Pizza. Our pregame brought to you each telecast by Buckeye Cable System. Quarter number 2, the Pirates with possession, and kind of a neat spot to be in after just scoring on that last second basket to be able to come out and get the first possession and just put a little mini run together right off the bat. Of course, the problem of trying to penetrate that Margaretta defense is still in front of a very young Perkins offensive group. Evan Matthews getting 3 opportunities here at the free throw line. Matthews would get 1 out of 3, so the Pirates within 8 at 18-10. Sounds a whole lot better than 16-4. If, of course, you're a Perkins fan. Pirates now making the Margaretta offense work a little bit for anything they might get on the board. Right, Ben Bose has great acceleration, and look at Nate Williams up on that glass for the Pirates. So as Margaretta got off to a quick start in the first quarter, they're starting slowly here in the second quarter. Pirates trying to capitalize. And Nate Williams will do so on the offensive glass. And after having been down by as many as 12, the Pirates back to within 18-12. 6-point deficit. Jared Cromer, sophomore for the Polar Bears, unable to finish it up on the coast-to-coast drive. Take another look as Cromer goes hard to the basket and unable to take enough off there to get that ball to stay. And the official calling a jump ball right here with Kyle Coons and Drew Sullivan. From downtown, Ben Bose. It'll kill you about a player like Bose. He will, of course, dominate the inside at times and then jump outside, knocked out a three. That's just not fair. Comes Dakota Day on the run with that pull-up jump shot that just bangs off the back of the iron. Cromer with a rebound and put back. And he gets a chance to go for three at the line. Here are your signs of good business. They include the Citizens Banking Company of Sandusky, offering 24-hour banking. And that includes their West Perkins Avenue branch. Citizens Bank. Precision Body and Frame, offering complete auto collision and refinishing work at 2803 Venice Road in Sandusky. Call 626-5339. Jim's Pizza Box at 819 Main Street in Huron. Call 433-4463, and also check out their location on the square in Milan. Miley General Dentistry, Stephen C. Miley, DDS, 1323 Hull Road. Call 627-8172. Gilbert Plumbing, offering 24-hour service. Give them a call at 625-8877. Gilbert Plumbing. Cliff's Carryout, located on Pierce Street in Sandusky. You can stop in, say hello to the Sherg family, and check out Cliff's Carryout, 809 Pierce Street. Sandusky Orthopedics and Rheumatology at 703 Tyler Street. James R. Berry, along with Drs. Felter, Wong, Alexa, and Morrow. Those are your signs of good business. Nice patient possession right here for the Bears as we approach the halfway point of the second quarter. Margaretta on top by 11 right here. Speaking of patience, you're going to see it right here from the Perkins Pirates. Dan Doster kind of assessing the situation, see where the opening's going to be. And there it is. 3 ball for Doster. And the Pirates back to within 8 points once again as the Polar Bears take time. Somewhere there was a lapse in the defense there, and Troy wanted to get that ironed out before going on any further. Here are some more signs of good business. They include Lee's Famous Recipe across from Sandusky Mall on Route 250. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Groff Funeral Home, located on East Perkins Avenue in Sandusky, just east of Remington Avenue. That's Groff Funeral Home. Gunlock Sheet Metal Works Incorporated for heating and air conditioning on Columbus Avenue in Sandusky. Gunlock Sheet Metal, established in 1889. J.H. Ruth Packing Company, quality people making quality pork products. J.H. Ruth, home of Daisy Field. Remax Quality Realty. Remax is above the crowd. Find out for yourself by calling 419-627-1996 for Remax. Family Dentistry on Bogart Road in Sandusky, Craig T. Johnson and Laura Stefano, DDS, located in the Perkins Professional Center. National City Bank. They've got 3 locations in Sandusky to serve all of your banking needs. That National City Bank. We're also sponsored by Fandemonium, which you'll find in every Thursday edition of the Sandusky Register. Check it out for all the greatest updates in local sports in the Fandemonium. Citizens Banking Company of Sandusky offering 24-hour banking. Their East Perkins Avenue branch as well at Citizens Bank. And those are your signs of good business. Not too often you're going to see a guy like Dakota Day posting up, but as soon as he got the ball down there, it's like, I'm out of here. Dakota Day just kind of flashing out of nowhere. Love to see the hustle. Pirates unable to finish up what was a pretty solid opportunity at closing that gap down a little bit. Just loving that Margaretta defense. What a great look by Zoll down low to Ben Bose as he fires across the baseline. And Ben's going to go to the free throw line to knock down a couple right here. Build the Margaretta lead once again up to its largest margin of 12 points. They had a couple of 12-point leads in the first quarter. Perkins came back to within 6 in the second, but Margaretta extending it right back out again to 27 to 12. Sorry, 27 to 15. It'll be Kyle Halleck stepping to the free throw line, and he'll step up, knock down a couple of more, and get Perkins back to within 10 points again at 27 to 17. Josh Quillen giving that baseline a try, but cut off. Perkins looking to trap down the corner as well. And a timeout called, so we'll tell you that we're sponsored by Periodical Publishers Service Bureau Incorporated, Top Funeral Home and Crematory, Asher Brothers Auto Parts, Foster Chevrolet, Oldsmobile Cadillac, BGSU, Firelands College in Huron, Citizens Banking Company. Have a lonesome looking figure up in the bleachers there. As we approach halftime from the Plank, newly named last year, of course, with a little naming contest going on in the high school concession area, now known as the Galley. great feed down low to Josh Quillen. Quillen will make sure that the assist stays intact. Answered back by Doster at the other end. And we're right back to 10 points again. But lots of good basketball yet to come as this is going to close once again. It'll be a nice tight game in the fourth quarter. Anybody having a chance to win. Stick around. Stay tuned. Second half action coming up. We continue with the Margaretta Polar Bears holding a 29-19 lead at the break. TW Teleproductions Game of the Week. Stay with us. Game of the Week replays are brought to you by Matthews Ford, Lincoln Mercury. Player of the Game is sponsored by Murray & Murray Trial Attorneys. Play of the Game brought to you by Firelands Regional Medical Center. Fan of the Week is sponsored by Farshower Eye Center. Three-pointer of the Game brought to you by District Petroleum and your area High Miler stores. Assist of the Game is sponsored by Ehovie Career Center in Milan. Cheerleader of the Week is brought to you by Cameo Pizza. And our pregame each week is brought to you by Buckeye Cable System. Sports Center at Clear Channel Sandusky, 1450 AM WLEC. Currently very busy with high school basketball action. We'll have St. Mary's Central Catholic and Perkins on Friday night. Right back in the den. Kind of a slim night of action Saturday, but we've got a good one. Danbury and St. Mary's Central Catholic Saturday. Signs of good business. In our Game of the Week presentation, they include the all-new Victory Honda, located on Cleveland Road in Sandusky, just east of the Cedar Point Causeway. That's Victory Honda. Precision Body and Frame, offering complete auto collision and refinishing work. They're at 2803 Venice Road in Sandusky. Citizens Banking Company. Downtown Sandusky, their main office located at Wayne and Water Streets. Citizens Bank. We're also sponsored by United Way and all of the member agencies that together make up the fine services provided by United Way of Erie County. Quiznos Sub. Quiznos is located on Route 250 in Sandusky across from Sandusky Mall. They're all new and they're all good. Community at Parkview. Parkview Place. Parkview Health Care Center. All located at 3800 Boardwalk Boulevard. Call 621-1900. Sawmill Creek Resort in Huron. Of course, featuring the Salmon Run Restaurant at Sawmill Creek Lodge, Cleveland Road West in Huron. Barnes Nursery Incorporated. They're located at 3511 Cleveland Road West in Huron. Call 433-5525. Mr. Money, our name is our business. Call 1-877-Mr. Money, located in the Sandusky Plaza. Those are your signs of good business. Don't forget about our Game of the Week replays. You see them all throughout the telecast. Sponsored by Matthews Ford, Lincoln Mercury. Player of the Game comes up at the end of our telecast for Murray & Murray Trial Attorneys. Play of the Game is brought to you by Firelands Regional Medical Center. Fan of the Week, sponsored by Farshower Eye Center. We've got a three-pointer of the game, which will feature for District Petroleum and your area High Miler stores. Assist of the game for Ehovie Career Center in Milan. Cheerleader of the Week is brought to you by Cameo Pizza. And your pregame brought to you each telecast by Buckeye Cable System. And away we go into second half action now with the ball game at a 10-point spread in favor of Margaretta. Margaretta has really been controlling the series as of late as the second half opens on a three ball from Kyle Halleck, getting the Pirates back to within 7. It's a great way to start the second half. But Margaretta has won the last 6 meetings in this series, including a season sweep last year. Scores in the games last year were 71-54 at Perkins and 77-57 Castalia. Margaretta did that to a lot of people last year. looks like pretty much a zone offense that the Pirates are running right here to try and counteract that matchup zone of the Polar Bears. One of the keys that Troy tells us about this matchup zone is you really have to have a lead to play with it. So it's imperative that you get off to good starts. And that's exactly what Margaretta did in this game. And that's what they did against St. Mary's as well in the Den. Whistle sounds. That's all. Finishing things up at the line. Get that Perkins lead right back out to the Margaretta lead back out to 10 points again. 32-22. Again, the scoring pace here at the beginning of the second half. A little bit on the slow side to get things started. Fourth quarter will take care of all of that. Stop this once again. Take another look for Matthews Ford as Kyle Halleck is squared up nicely once again and knocks down another three. His second of the second half. Look at here, Perkins is within 5, 32-27. Should have said 32-25. They'll switch it back the other way with Megan scoring for Margaretta. Dave Wiedenham did this game on the radio, and he would try and read his numbers. Woo! Left-handed farm boy. That's not a good combination. Kyle Halleck has just gone crackers here in the third quarter. 3 threes. He's got the Pirates back to within 6 points again at 34-28. Opportunity for the Pirates, and wow, what an open look for Nate Williams. And Troy Roth says, okay, boys, wait a minute. The pass from Halleck, he finds Williams down low by himself, whistles the pass there, gets the assist to Williams with the basket, and it's a 4-point game at 34-30. Time remaining in the third quarter as we go to some signs of good business. They include Snow Trails Ski Area in Mansfield. Weather making it look a little bit more like wintertime right now. Coach's Sports Corner, Cleveland Road in Sandusky, the Sandusky Plaza. Call 625-0183. KeyBank, offering 24-hour banking. Stop by, check out all their services at their downtown location. KeyBank, where you can achieve anything. All Phase Power and Lighting Incorporated, your electrical contractor on Campbell Street in Sandusky. Call 626-8140. Chicago Hair. They have 2 locations in our area to serve you, both at the Perkins Plaza and at Park Place. Chicago Hair. Marconi's Restaurant in Huron. They're on Cleveland Road, just east of the Cleveland Road Huron River Bridge. Marconi's Restaurant. Northern Ohio Regional Imaging Center. Call 621-0858. That's Northern Ohio Regional Imaging Center. We're also sponsored by Pell's Lettering Shirt Shack, screen printing and embroidery work. All at Pell's Lettering Shirt Shack, Milan Road, Sandusky. Bowling Green State University, Firelands College in Huron. Located at 1 University Drive. Check out the 360-degree BGSU Fireland. a sudden some concern on the faces of the Margaretta fans gathered at the plank. Your Cromer saying you got the wrong 12, dude. It wasn't me. Pirates trying to force it a bit right here and cost them a chance to get it down to within 2. Another nice feed down low for Nate Williams. And the Pirates now are within 2 points at 34-32. And of course, they are masters of the momentum right now as well, all on the Perkins side. Until that backside rebound from Ben Bose gives the lead back to the 4-point stage again for the Bears. Watch Ben Bose to the backside. Great elevation. They'll just touch that thing back in. And Margaretta leads it again 36-32. Dick Wennis is always the guy who would preach to us all the time about making a comeback, how difficult it is to come from so far down. And when you get there, all of a sudden you have that just a little bit of a letdown, and all of a sudden it starts to slide away again. Here's Perkins battling back the whole game from 12 points down. They finally get it to within 2 at 34-32. And then Margaretta and Ben Bose start going crazy. Back-to-backers by Ben, and it's a 38-32 lead. All of a sudden a 6-point deficit again for the Pirates. Interesting responses from the Rumble section. Brandon Meggett making it a 7-point run for the Bears now to open it back up by 9. And the Pirates once again forced with a big road in front of them to come back. Kyle Halleck will start the inbounds play off the baseline. Piece of work by Ryan Fry. They'll break up that 7-point run by the Bears. A little reaching foul called before that shot. Inbounding for Lofties. He'll fire one up at the buzzer. Coming up short, however. Good third quarter for Perkins as they were down by 10 at the half. They got it back down to within 7 after 3. 41-34. Fourth quarter action coming up next. TW Teleproductions Game of the Week. Game of the Week replays are brought to you by Matthews Ford, Lincoln Mercury. Player of the Game is sponsored by Murray & Murray Trial Attorneys. Play of the Game is brought to you by Firelands Regional Medical Center. Fan of the Week, sponsored by Parshauer Eye Center. Three-pointer of the game brought to you by District Petroleum and your area high miler stores. Assist to the game for Ehobie Career Center in Milan. Cheerleader of the Week is brought to you by Cameo Pizza. And pregame brought to you each telecast by Buckeye Cable System. We're also sponsored by J.H. Ruth Packing Company, Barnes Nursery and Garden Center, Mr. Money, the Lodge at Sawmill Creek in Huron, the community at Parkview, and by Chet and Matt's Pizza. Time now for your cheerleader of the week for the Cameo.
Hi, I'm Julian Chenigo, and I'm a senior at Perkins High School. Go Pirates!
And your one pizza to the better. Julianne, cheerleader of the week, brought to you by Cameo Pizza. Now our fan of the week, brought to you by Parshauer Eye Center in Sandusky. Yeah, it is National Anthem Face On. Fan of the week for Parshauers. One more quarter of basketball to go here at Perkins High School on opening night for Margaretta and the SBC. And, you know, after two games, the dust is already starting to settle here. Well, David, that's not a good way to put it, but you've got the defending champs back on top after the first two games of their schedule as the Pirates get right back to within 5, courtesy of Nate Williams. But after either 2 or 3 games played by each team throughout the league, only one team left with no losses, and that's Margaretta. That was as of this recording anyway, Huron and Margaretta with a big makeup game during the week this week. That'll further put a little credence in who's going to be the top dog this year in the conference. A lot of people saying as Nate Williams goes strong, and is going to get the Pirates back to within 2 right here. Take a look at this move again by the sophomore. Great body control, staying strong in the post. And once the free throw goes in, you've got a 41-39 ball game. Perkins right back again to within 2. A lot of people around the league, though, saying this year that there's going to be multiple losses for the SBC champion this year. Whether that's going to be true or not, we don't know, but that seems to be the opinion on the street, that several losses could be good enough to get a piece of the crown this year. So obviously, the longer you go on like Margaretta does without a loss, then you increase your chances. Give yourself a better shot at it as the second half gets going after the first of the year. Dial it up. Long distance for Ben Bose. Gave him just a little bit too much room, a little bit more than an arm's length away, and Bose makes them pay, and Margaretta gets back up by 5. Perkins kept pushing. Margaretta kept coming up with answers. Credit both teams really getting after this basketball game hard. There's Kyle Hallock once again, and he is really stepping forward as a leader of this basketball team early in the season. Evan Matthews set to check back in for the Pirates. Dan Doster leading the fast break, and Nathan Williams unable to finish that one up. referees don't understand. They're not supposed to be making those calls like that down in front of that rumble section. That's not what they want to cheer for. Josh Quillen increasing that Polar Bear lead to 4. It's past the 5-minute mark, time remaining in the ball game, so time definitely becoming of the essence right here. And Nate Williams really playing strong in the post for the Pirates. They want his hands on that ball. Couldn't get the roll that time. And the Polar Bears will go to the line at the other end with Jared Cromer, increasing the Margaretta lead to 6. Decent looking shot by Kyle Halleck. It just wouldn't get the roll that time. And Margaretta back to the attack again, trying to increase that lead. And Matt Zoll with a pretty move to the basket. And Margaretta leads again by 8. It just keeps yo-yoing back and forth here. Here come your signs of good business. The Citizens Banking Company, Castalia branch, located at 208 South Washington Street in Castalia. That's Citizens Bank. O.E. Meyer. No Hassle Propane. Check out their new location at 621-4201. Precision Body and Frame with complete auto collision and refinishing work at their plant on Venice Road in Sandusky. Precision Body and Frame. Berardi's Family Kitchen. They're located at 1019 West Perkins Avenue. Taste the homemade touch at Berardi's. Foster Chevrolet Oldsmobile Cadillac, a newly remodeled facility at 2504 Hayes Avenue. Foster's is the obvious choice. Window Incorporated Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Call 625-1037, located at 221 East Water Street downtown. The UPS Store, located on Route 250 in Sandusky in the Outback Plaza. Call 609-0867 for the UPS Store. Manny's Sports Tavern and Grill on the corner of Bogart Road and Route 250 in Sandusky. Manny's Sports Tavern and Grill, another sign of good business. And Rock Farlow, the head coach of the Perkins Pirate football team, looking on. And Ray Neal, the head girls basketball coach over there, and just taking in the outstanding effort by both of these squads at Perkins High School. Kyle Halleck just standing with the ball on his hip, waiting to get that offense going once again. Margaretta's defense, of course, in no particular hurry to force anything here with the lead late in the ball game. Nicely done as the patience pays off. And with Schipple scoring, the Pirates get back to within 6 again at 49-43. Josh Quillen upping the Polar Bear lead to 8 once again as they continue to hold the Pirates at bay right here. We're getting to that stage of this game where desperation starts to sit in for the Pirates. They just need to make things happen and need to make them happen quickly. Starting to see some of that come up right here on the defense of Devin Matthews. Matthews bringing the Pirates just a tad closer from the free throw line. Matt Zoll, hey, that didn't happen all by itself, you know. Get the feeling that Matt was just determined to make that happen after that previous turnover that he didn't really feel should have been. 53-44, Polar Bears back up by 9. But, you know, again, these Perkins Pirates, they just don't go away. Keep hanging around and give themselves a chance. They've lost some close games early in the season. And Scott McVay at one point said in the papers, you know, we have to stop saying we're young. We have to grow up and start winning some ball games. And they're getting there. It was a very poised effort they had over at Oak Harbor to get their first win where they came from behind late in the game and got her done. Matt Zoll into the rumble section for a 7-point Margaretta lead. Just over a minute left to go in this one. Another whistle. And to the line, Dakota Day. 1 out of 2. And an 8-point lead once again for the Bears at 55-47. Here Troy Roth yelling to his ball club, no fouls. They don't want Perkins scoring with the clock stopped here. Make them work hard for everything, which their defense normally does. And Doster, that's just a clutch basket right there. And that has Perkins back to within 5 at 55-50. Matt Zoll makes it a 7-point ball game once again. The Pirates bring it right back down the floor, score 2 more. Make it a 5-point game again. And the whole key, of course, right down the stretch here is knock those things down. Both with 1 out of 2. And it's a 6-point ball game. Doster follows. Boy, how many people do you see follow their shots anymore? It's kind of like a lost art in basketball, but Doster pays off for him right there as the Pirates get back to within 4 points once again at 58-54. Brandon Meggett to the line for the Polar Bears, and he'll pretty much finish things up right here by knocking down a couple of free throws with just 9.7 seconds left to go. And despite a valiant effort by the Pirates, it's going to be Margaretta hanging on. That one would have had to go there and get a quick timeout, steal the inbounds, and get another 3. And that was the only hope that was left. But time runs out on the Pirates, and a 60-54 Margaretta victory at the Plank. Here comes your 3-pointer of the game, brought to you by District Petroleum and your area high miler stores. One of a few by Dan Doster. Good night for the Pirates sophomore, scoring 15 points, knocking down a couple of threes. Now your assist of the game brought to you by Ehobe Career Center in Milan. And this one's going to go to Ben Bose. Nope, it's going to go to Jared Cromer. Started by Bose. The Cromer to Quillen. Cromer gets the assist of the game as Quillen finishes things up. That is your assist of the game for Ehobe Career Center in Milan. Play of the game is up next, brought to you by Firelands Regional Medical Center. They are yours for life. Ben Bose, author of your play of the game for Firelands Regional Medical Center in Sandusky. Now your player of the game brought to you by by Murray and Murray trial attorneys, and it is Ben Bose. He had a great one once again as the senior of the Polar Bears chalks up 25 points. That's your player of the game for Murray and Murray trial attorneys. And we've got more SBC action to come your way next week. It's going to be St. Mary's Central Catholic playing host to these Perkins Pirates. Perkins now with one win on the board. Panthers the same. The backyard rivalry meets again when we meet again on TW Teleproductions Game of the Week. We'll see you next time from the Den. Thanks for joining us.